Hello. I'm gonna go ahead and fix this creepy pasta. We're doing some creepy pasta reading because chat solved my puzzle real fast. Copy and paste. Boom. How are you guys doing? We're in the hot tub. We're having a good time. We're chilling. How are you guys doing? Tub time? Nice skeleton? Yeah. Need to turn out the lights and have a light under my chin. Can I even do that? Wait, hold up. Oh, that's not how you get to the flat. How the hell do you... There it is. Kind of... Just use my phone flashlight. I'm so pasty that you can't even tell a difference. Spooky time in the hot tub! Ooh! Doesn't really work if I'm like, you can see me, right? So I should probably turn off some other lights. Whatever. Let me find a creepypasta for us to read. Does anyone have any recommendations on SCP creepypasta? Looks like we already read 3,300. There's a Homestuck creepypasta called... Oh, what were the ones that were recommended to me? There were some that were recommended on Tumblr. Are your cats good at hunting? Okay. YouTube username 666. I believe I've read this one before. I believe this is an act. Okay, so this is creepypasta. Okay, so here's the story. Cool. Let me find my rainy scene and open up Fruity Loops again. Where's the creepypasta screen? There we go. All right. I think listening to some creepypasta in the rain is nice. Let me go ahead and Fruity Loops. Get my rain sound effect. Took me a while to get this sound effect together, so I'm pretty proud of it, even though it sucks. Proud of bad things. There you go. Does that work? Do you guys need to just have the picture of rain in order for it to work? ASMR. So it's not a creepypasta. Let's see. So this is from creepypasta.fandom.com. There's water on my screen. I can feel it. There you go. YouTube is remembered piece of history. It's a hell of a remembered piece of history. It's still a thing. Back then, in 2006, not much was known, and all you could really see in the community was just people uploading cat videos. There was one particular user who caused enough controversy to be called. The channel had posted a ton of gore porn and blood fetish, and that user was recently removed for playing with the TOS, but it can still be accessed. One day, a person on YouTube had posted their experience with the channel from a now defunct blogging website. I worked for YouTube in 2006. I was a busy worker. I recently uploaded videos there. What I didn't know that some of the YouTube moderators suspended a YouTube account. I told them what it was, but they wouldn't want me to. What the hell? Am I good? I work. No. Hold up. Am I reading that right? I worked for YouTube during 2006. I was a busy worker. I recently uploaded videos here. And what I didn't know, that some of YouTube moderators suspended a YouTube account. I told him what it was, but they wouldn't want me to. Did I read that right, or am I having a dyslexic moment? I honestly would believe that at this point. Okay, it's not me. All right. Okay, cool. I was wondering why wasn't allowed to go on that page, rather than what it was. But just then, one of the moderators handed me a piece of paper with writing on it. It was a link. He pleaded with me to not ask us about the secret username ever again. The link was to a YouTube user link. YouTube.com/666. I went home after work and typed it into my computer. I found out that the account was suspended, so no worry. Yeah, that's not how YouTube's usernames have ever been formatted. It's always been youtube.com/c/whatever, I believe. So this story sucks. Okay. When I refreshed the pages several times, things had changed. All the video tags had turned to the letters X666. Every single text on the screen was just 666. I thought someone was hacking my computer, but I denied it, and then refresh. Just then, a channel popped up. It was 666's channel. I looked at some of the videos, and most of them were crazy. One video contained 4 babies twisting their heads. Another video just showed swirling graphics. I decided to get off the video and onto another one, but a blank pop-up was shown. I clicked the blank button, and it took me to another video by 666. The video was shown a woman drowning in a blood pool and disgusting things happening. I thought it was disgusting, so I decided to pause the video, but it didn't let me because it wasn't responding. So I had to close Internet Explorer, but it wouldn't budge. I mean, that's not creepypasta. That's just how Internet Explorer works. It sucks. Sure, I believe that. Yeah, honestly, like I don't think that that's like, someone hacking your computer or whatever. I think just Internet Explorer just acts like that. Sure. All right. I also tried another video too, but it didn't work either. I thought there was no way out until I thought, the shut off button. Of course. I decided to shut down my computer so that the virus wouldn't get through my computer again. But the button wouldn't work. Shutdown buttons responded all the time. I knew that I was hacked. With all hope lost, I couldn't get out of Explorer, and the video kept going on, and there was nothing to stop me. What? The girl in the video kept staring at me, looking at me with random sounds and beatings playing. Just then, a woman from the video's hand popped out of the video and crashed my Internet Explorer. After a few days, I was recently fired after going through a horrid experience with 666's channel. That's what I thought. That's what I thought of this. Could it actually have been made by the devil? Was it a joke to scare YouTubers? Either way, this myth was very mysterious. I hadn't gone through sleep after watching those videos. I wonder who made them. Blogspot was then defuncted after 2 days when the blog was done. When anyone enters that blog, a message would pop up saying, removed by admin, error code 666. Error code 666. The blogger has sented SENTED. The blogger has sented me his experience by email, asking me to post this on this website. He also left a note. Never go nor refresh username 666. Once you have finished, it will never stop. It won't come out. I hope no one has ever tried this. It returns. This is the second one related. So you think you've seen the last of 666, right? Wrong. Wrong. Stupid fuck. Of course it's not over. It seems that in 2010, 2012, username 666 has been found. So far, it doesn't sound fake, nor is it made by Nana. Not much information is known, therefore we will share what we have seen in the recent discovery by listing a format for temporary layout. Username suspended 666 account created by unknown. No chance it could be Nana again. Who the fuck is Nana? N-A. Nana. Fake? So far? Not by any chance. Date created? October 2nd, 2010. The pattern was formed but decoded to show how each year that passes the creation date changes, and that when October 2nd hits, it will say created in 2011. And then now it says created in 2012. Recent incidents? None to share. So this story sucked. What the fuck? This is a little bit of an explanation. Username 666, also known as SM666 on Nico Doga, is a video pasta by Nana825763. Shows what happens when one searches username 66 on YouTube and then refreshes the page a few times. The pasta has actually created a few rumors, one of which is the original 666 account contained a virus that changed all text to sixes. Due to the popularity of the video, Nana created a sequel called Another YouTube. There's a similar video to username 666 called None, lowercase, whose now colored footage appears that the video account near at the end. There is an exploitable clone of Nana's account, username 666. It's a clone. It works. It sounds creepy viruses, but sometimes contains creepy viruses. If you're willing to take the risk in letting it into your system, it's fine, but it messes up computers. Just be careful. Sometimes it affects other pages too. Okay. The video came out before the person who wrote the pasta. Thank God. All right. You guys, can I watch this? Is this going to be... I vaguely recall the video. I don't think it's got any actual gore. It's just, you know... Okay. Pets Cop isn't really a thing to read. Okay. Let's do it. I scammed through it and it looks fine. Display capture. There's a face rig and a color. What is that red dot? All right, we're going to have to just use a different screen region, I guess. Can we use like Boru? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. Anyway, continue. Refresh the page. You're right. I need to refresh the page. It's just a stupid fucking monkey. At least it's not the dog with the cables that are pulled out. I hate that dog. Alright, anyway. We're gonna make viruses leak to Twitch. Oh god, you guys are all gonna get the virus. Oh no, it's all turning to 666. Oh god. Not that. Anything but the number that's sort of kind of in the Bible. Oh god. Oh no. Guys, this is just what Internet Explorer is like. If you try and look at YouTube on Internet Explorer, this is the experience you get. Nice and crispy pizza looking flesh. Okay. Oh, that's 666 twice. Oh my god. That's a number. Okay, so this is the weird baby twisting thing that they were talking about in the creepypasta? Oh no! So this is basically the story we just read, but, you know, as a video rather than... Only the glue of Satan himself will fix this. What? Oh no! Someone wrote it out, but badly. Is this just a Nine Inch Nails song? No, it's too fast paced. Never mind. Good. 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 Well, why did you look at the cursed YouTube channel on your office computer, you dumbass? You call up the IT tech guy and you're just like, hey, you'll never believe what I was doing. And they're gonna be like, look, just be honest, were you jerking off? No. No. This is one of those ones that probably is better back in the day. Okay. We've got another one. Okay. Seriously, does this exist? Nostalgia Critic. Lost episode. So the lost episode thing is like a thing. on in the creepypasta genre. Geo's Lost Episodes wiki. Yeah, they have an entire wiki for it. The other day, I was on That Guy with the Glasses, home of the Nostalgia Critic, and other people on Channel Awesome. If many of you aren't familiar, I gotta say, I am a Nostalgia Critic fan, as well as a Channel Awesome fan. Every time I go to that site, I would watch a certain Nostalgia Critic review. In fact, I watched his top 11 list of the dumbest Lord of the Rings moments, which I love, even though it wasn't perfect. Still, it was memorable. But I found something morbid about Doug Walker, or if you're curious, the Nostalgia Critic. I was ready to type a comment on the site under my name, and while I was doing so, I found a comment that's an unknown user, and it provided the YouTube account link, that being Nostalgia Critic. It's basically the old account of Doug's YouTube account, both an L, but instead of a L, it was a capital I. I clicked it out of curiosity, and it had a channel that looked like That Guy with the Glasses, which was promising enough. And there was her review that said, Nostalgia Critic, Barney's Great Adventure. Do you remember that movie? Neither does anyone else. That was a different story for a different day. I saw the view count and had 0 views. I laughed and thought to myself, did Doug Walker lost his popularity with this video? So I clicked on the video. I wish I didn't, though. We began... Who's we? We began the video with No Unusual Theme Song, which is for the 2013 and present episodes. Not even his opening catchphrase. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. It was actually in the Nostalgia Critic crying. I tried to do the Nostalgia Critic thing, but I just, he wasn't acting sad. He was not doing campy sad face. He was extremely sad. And he was sad. As he was sad, tears were falling from his eyes. It wasn't an effect or an act. He was really crying. And it goes on for a fraction of a minute. And he said, you stupid motherfuckers. You're going to review a shitty film? You got a review of a shitty film. And he was saying it to us, the fans, looking at the camera. It was really shocked to hear the Nostalgia Critic say something like that, let alone Doug himself. So he pulled out a copy of Barney's Great Adventure, and we see him put it in the DVD player, which takes 2 minutes, and then the movie plays, and the screen went black, and then we cut to a blinking picture of a demonic puppet with no mouth, but it said blood. And it was actually the Nostalgia Critic puppet, which looks so scary, and then it goes back to his normal review. Wow. I myself said, wow, comma, I, comma, myself, comma, said, comma. Wow, I, myself, said. This is fucked up. How can the Nostalgia Critic show something like this to us, the audience? The review was actually what I assumed, him crying. It could have sworn it was something like how Linkaria reviews the Power Rangers, or Angry Joe watched The Last Airbender, or even how Cinema Snob was mad at Turkish ET. But no, it really was the Nostalgia Critic crying. And again, he was not acting. He was crying into tears. It's no wonder he despised the movie in his own honesty, even more than the Garbage Pail Kids. Then the movie was turned off with his remote and this screen flash, which I took a look and screen capped, and it was a picture of the Nostalgia Critic cutting his arm open. And then the camera points to the Nostalgia Critic, and the camera follows him as he kills his friends and co-workers from the show. And he's crying in agony and not acting. Again, he was really in hysterics. Like, you wanted him to go into the insane asylum. He kills them by getting a real gun, not a prop gun, which he actually uses, or usually uses, and shoots them in their heads. It was really terrifying to see Doug Walker, or when he plays the Nostalgia Critic, do something like shoot people in the head. Seriously. I was so shocked up to the point when he had almost stopped the video. And then he grabbed a baseball bat. It was a real baseball bat, not a fake one. He first went to the Nostalgia Chick and killed her with a baseball bat. Then Lucaria, then Angry Joe, then Paul, then Film Brain, then Cinema Snob, then the Blockbuster Buster, then Marsborough Girl, and every other people on Channel Awesome. And this scene wasn't edited. It was like an episode of Cops. It was just a mess of blood and guts and gore. The camera follows him back to the house, and he used some sort of baseball bat. He used the same baseball bat to destroy every movie. He didn't care which. He destroyed the good movies, even the DVDs, like Brazil or The Wizard of the Oz, or The Dark Knight and The Secret of Nim, even Citizen Kane. Every single one of them. He destroyed even the nostalgic shows he reviewed. It didn't matter to him which ones. Even the good ones like DuckTales and Tom and Jerry and Ren and Stimpy and The Simpsons and Animaniacs and Looney Tunes, Transformers. Every single one of them. The shows. He yells, I never want to see your fucking movies and shows ever again, you stupid bastards, you motherfuckers, you little pieces of shit. I hope you fucking burn in hell. And all this was because how much he hated Barney's Great Adventure. And why people wanted him to review it. Then the Nostalgia Critic pulls a real gun that he used in this review, and he pointed the gun straight in his mouth and he whispered, fuck this world. And then he shot himself, and the camera shows him on the ground with all the blood, and it wasn't special effects that Doug uses, it was real blood. As the video ended, I was scared that he might do something like this after all the success he had. I had to leave the YouTube channel and smacked my keyboard. I flew my mouse out and turned the monitor off my computer. And that's when I took a long walk outside. After my walk, I decided to check the channel again, and it was suspended. Not because of copyright infringement, no. But something else. I calmed myself down to see the real Nostalgia Critic episode. And yes, it was, yet again, the top 11 dumbest Lord of the Rings moments, and I felt better. Couldn't believe how I was frightened, traumatized by the review of Barney's Great Adventure. Now I know why he doesn't review it, and never will. So people in the comments are saying that he actually did end up reviewing it. So, and that this was a troll pasta. What a useless fucking video. Yeah. No, he actually did review it 2 years ago. It has 1.1 million views. So. So anyway, the lost episode thing is pretty common. In fact, there's an entire website dedicated to it. That's what this fandom page is for. Also, there's just off to the side here, there's that ad. So while I was reading this, I had that just sitting on the side there. So that's neat. I wonder if there's let's see. Wait, what is this? I searched Vinesauce just to see if there was a secret, like, Vinesauce episode. And there's not. There's the Wrath of LCMC.exe rules 2. The wrath of this article is high quality article, which is awesome. So this is apparently good. The Wrath of LCMC.exe rules 2. This is in 7 parts. Only parts 0 and 3 can be found right now. So is this like not the first episode of it? Where do I find the original? Some fucking idiot removed the article. Don't worry, it's fixed now. Technical details. An LPI revival process has been initiated earlier. The automatic process. This user is blocked due to being inactive. Okay. Honestly, it just... The only reference to Vinesauce is like halfway down. Like a bit of the way in it, it goes... One of the last messages, it appears as if Vinesauce corrupted it. But it was like from Sonic 1 Sonic Team's present screen. So in order to be like, oh no, it's creepy, they're like, it was corrupted. Like a Vinesauce would. What happens if I put RevScarecrow in? Nothing. I have no... okay. Anon, thank you for the gift sub to the squirrels. Found any Vinesauce related creepypastas? I have not. I tried to find one. It doesn't exist. Morbid... I don't know if... Okay. Is Dead Bart on here? Yeah, there we go. This is the original Lost episode. Creepypasta. And it's like... I feel like every other Lost episode creepypasta exists specifically because of this. So I'm going to read this one. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting Simpsons episodes? They refuse to count a couple of them, making the amount of episodes inconsistent. For this reason, the reason for this is a lost episode in season 1. Finding details about the missing episode is difficult, and no one who has worked on the show at the time likes to talk about it. From what's been pieced together, the lost episode was entirely written by Matt Groening. During the production of the first season, Matt started acting strangely. He's very quiet, seemed nervous and morbid. Mentioning this to anyone who was present results in them getting very angry and forbidding you to ever mentioning it to Matt. I heard of it at an event where David Silverman was speaking. Someone in the crowd asked about the episode, and Silverman simply left the stage, ending the presentation hours early. The episode production number was 7G06. The title was Dead Bart. The episode labeled 7G06 Moaning Lisa was made later and given Dead Bart's production code to hide the latter's existence. In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who was on the show about this will cause them to do everything they can to stop you from directly communicating with Matt Groening. Am I pronouncing that right? At a fan event, I managed to follow him after he spoke to the crowd and eventually had a chance to talk to him as he was leaving the building. He didn't seem upset that I had followed him and probably expected a typical encounter with an obsessed fan. I mentioned the lost episode, though, and all the color drained from his face, and he started trembling. When I asked him if he could tell me any details, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears. He grabbed a piece of paper, wrote something on it, and handed it to me, and begged me to never mention the episode again. It's a picture of a drawing of a penis. No, that's not what it says here. The piece of paper had a website address on it. I would rather not say what it was for reasons that you'll see in a second. I entered the address into my browser and came to a site that was completely black except for a yellow line of text, a download link. So I clicked it and it started downloading. Once the file was downloaded, my computer went crazy. It was the worst virus I'd ever seen. System restore didn't work. The entire computer had to be rebooted. Before doing this, though, I copied the file onto a CD and tried to open it with the now empty computer. As I suspected, there was an episode of The Simpsons on it. The episode started off like any other episode, at a very poor quality animation. Have you ever seen the original animation of Some Enchanting Evening? Or it was similar but less stable. The first act was fairly normal, but the characters acted a little off. Homer seemed angrier. Marge seemed depressed. Lisa seemed anxious, and Bart seemed to have genuine anger and hatred for his parents. The episode was about Simpsons going on a plane trip. Near the end of the first act, the plane was taking off. Bart was fooling around as you'd expect. However, as the plane was about 50 feet off the ground, Bart broke a window on the plane and was sucked out. At the beginning of the series, Matt had an idea that the animated style of the Simpsons world represented life and that death turned things more realistic. This was used in this episode. A picture of Bart's corpse was barely recognizable. They took full advantage of not having to move and almost made a photorealistic drawing of his dead body. The end of Act 1 was a shot of Bart's corpse. When Act 2 started, Homer and Marge and Lisa were all sitting at their table crying. The crying went on and on. It got more pained and sounded realistic. Better acting than you'd think is possible. The animation started to decay even more as they cried. You could hear murmuring in the background. The characters could be barely made out. They were stretching and blurring. They looked like they were deformed shadows with random bright colors thrown in. Their faces looking in the window, flashing in and out, so we were never sure what they looked like. Act 3 opened with a title card saying 1 year later. Homer, Marge, Lisa were skeletally thin and sitting at the table. There were no sign of the pets. They decided to go visit Bart's grave. Springfield was completely deserted, and as they walked to the cemetery, the houses became more and more decrepit. They all looked abandoned. When they got to the grave, Bart's body was just lying in front of the tombstone, looking like it did in the end of Act 1. The family started crying again. Eventually, they stopped. They just stared at Bart's body. The camera zoomed in at Homer's face. According to summaries, Homer tells a joke at this part, but it isn't audible in the version I saw. You can't tell what Homer is saying. The view zoomed out and the episode came to a close. The tombstones in the background had the names of every Simpsons guest star on them. Some that no one had heard of in 1989. Some that hadn't been on the show yet. And all of them had death dates on them. For the guests who died since, like Michael Jackson and George Harrison, or John, the dates were when they would die. The credits were completely silenced. They seemed handwritten. The final image was the Simpsons family on the couch, like in the intros, but they're all drawn in hyper-realistic, lifeless style of Bart's corpse. I don't know who the hell John is. It just says John. A thought occurred to me after seeing the episode for the first time. You could try and use the tombstones to protect the death of living Simpsons guest stars, but there's something odd about most of the ones who haven't died yet. All of their deaths are listed as the same death date. Oh shit. What is the name of this channel? There's this channel that I've heard about that's like... I've heard of one that's like this. That actually, it's 2020 Vision. That's it. Is it still around? Yeah, here we go. I want to show you guys this channel because it's neat. I mean, it's a trick, and you have to like know how to use YouTube to do this, but it's kind of neat. So, like, all the videos on this channel are, pretty short. And they're different names of people who died in 20 different years when they died. And, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg here. September 18th, 2020. But this video was posted on August 20th, 2017. That's correct, by the way. That's when she did die. And that's the way all of these are. You can just use the YouTube editor and edit the thing. So that way it's just you put a whole bunch of names and you put a date and then you do that. You can edit videos. You can delete bits out of videos prior to them being uploaded. So, or because I'll do that with the other day when we did the YouTube reaction video thing. Like, I edited out a bit where a person on the YouTube video said the N-word. I edited that out because I was like, I don't want to have to flag this video as racist or something and have someone take my channel down because a black guy said the N-word on a video that me and Mike were watching and didn't realize that he was going to do that, So I edited that out. I'll edit out bits where, I also edited out an entire section where we're watching this one video that would have blocked the entire video from people being able to watch it. So yeah, you can do that. But it's neat, right? It's a neat little trick. You guess every single person under the sun. You just put a whole bunch of names. And then you put a whole bunch of dates. Is it really neat that someone was able to make fake, when did Charles Manson die? Cool. Anyway. So that's how they did the Bart Simpson thing, I guess. He probably has a lot of privated videos that are also correct. Squidward suicide. Sure, we'll read this one and then we'll call it for the evening. I think it's neat. I think it was a neat little thing because they would have had to have set that up in advance. This is another lost episode one. And I think they actually did reference this in a recent SpongeBob episode. They made... I think it was this. I was thinking for some reason it was the Bart thing, but I think it's this. Yeah, it got referenced in an official SpongeBob episode last year. Squidward Suicide is a lost episode of the popular animated television series SpongeBob SquarePants. It was contained on an old VHS tape and was watched by the Nickelodeon staff back in 2005. The episode was so horrifying, the animators were rushed to the hospital. One editor retired. One female intern even committed suicide. The tape is probably in the Nickelodeon archives nowadays. The episode begins with the title card saying Squidward Suicide, and then an opening credits reading 5 names: Madison Richards, Andrew Skinner, Paul McLeod, Trent Hindley, and Dylan Grant. I don't know who any of those people are. The episode begins with, the Happy Bubble transition plays as normal. We're given a view of Conch Street from a distance. The screen zooms in on the houses as the usual music plays, making it seem like it's another episode. After a few seconds of this, the view changes to a close-up of Squidward's house. Soon we are with Squidward, playing his clarinet near the window. SpongeBob can be heard laughing merrily outside. Squidward stops playing and he looks out the window and he yells at SpongeBob to knock it off as he has a concert to practice for that night. SpongeBob says, "Sure thing," and then SpongeBob goes to see Sandy and Patrick, and the bubbles pop up, and the ending of the concert can be seen. Squidward is in center frame, and he looks scared. As where things start to look off. As the shot goes to the crowd, not everyone starts booing Squidward. They have realistic eyes as they boo him. Not real shots of eyes, but more real than even CGI. What? Not real shots of eyes, but more real than even CGI. CGI 2! Even SpongeBob was booing. Very unlike him. Squidward looked very afraid. The scene switches to Squidward sitting at the side of his bed, looking depressed. There's absolutely no audio. After 30 seconds, Squidward covers his face and starts sobbing softly. There's a faint noise in the background. It's the sound of a gale blowing through a forest. Another strange sound is a deep, awed laughter. Soon the screen twists in on itself and goes back to normal. After an undetermined space of time, the screen twitches and blurs and twists, and a single frame flashes over the screen. If one were to rewind it, the result is absolutely horrible. It's a real photo of a dead 6-year-old boy, mangled and cut open and all. Squidward is now crying realistic blood. After about 20 seconds, the screen twists again, and another frame pops up. This time, a 6-year-old girl is shown horribly disfigured and mutilated, and is, like the other girl, on pavement. Squidward goes silent, as does all the sound. Squidward uncovers his eyes. They're realistic and bulging. Blood is running down his face, and he stares at the viewer for about 10 seconds, and he starts crying again. His ears splittingly loud. The laughter and the wind return. Squidward's crying is now mixed with screams. This happens for about a minute and a half or so. And out of nowhere, a sequence of 5 frames flash over the screen. They depict a short video of a hand reaching into another boy's chest around the age of the boy in the first photo, and then holding his eye. And the eye even blinks for 2 of the final frames. There's a lot to go on for 5 frames. Holy shit. Why is the eye in his chest? What the fuck is happening? Alright. That's fine. Also, how does an eye that's disconnected from a face blink? Like, you need eyelids to do... They depict a short video of a hand reaching into another boy's chest around the age of the boy in the first photo, and then holding his eye. The eye even blinks for 2 of the final frames. So 5 frames happen. And all of that happens? Okay, at the end of the long, horrifying stare of Squidward, the scene zooms out, and Squidward has a shotgun in his hands. He puts the gun in his mouth and fires. The final 5 seconds consist of Squidward's lifeless body lying on the bed, his brain exposed, one eye is out of his head, and blood dripping from all of this, and blood on the wall, and then the tape abruptly ends. So... And that's the creepypasta. So yeah, the whole lost episode thing sucks. I think this is not the original creepypasta. I think it is. But yeah, they referenced Oh, Red Mist. Maybe that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah. So apparently it was like in a scene where they're opening a bunch of doors or something. I haven't seen the episode, but you can see the face. So that's cute. So I haven't seen the clip of this, but apparently it's referenced. Okay. They switched it with the baby now? Well, anyway. That was something. Someone said, I hate it that suicide is now like a thing in horror stories. It's like, ooh, suicide. Like, it's dumb. But I expect nothing else, honestly. Like, it's very much a thing where it's just like people are assholes about the whole thing. Would a Rev creepypasta be like? It would be like Baby Hazel comes out and murders me. Hyper-realistic blood, suicide, that kind of thing. Viruses on computers, the darknet. Dude, modern creepypastas have a fucking fetish with the darknet. Dude, you can do anything with the darknet. You can buy murder. You can buy all sorts of crap on, like, creepypastas. In creepypastas, the darknet, like, is a secret cult. And not just a place to buy drugs and fucked up porn. I think most of the hitmen you probably hire on the darknet are probably just people who are scamming you. Side note. Not that I've tried, but I've noticed a lot of the people I dislike aren't dead and I'm out some money. So you know that's a thing. But anyway, that's enough for me for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this and the March of the Mice. Sorry it had to be cut up that way. I will see if I can combine it into one like mega video. Maybe. How should I do that anyway? Should I just like have it cut up or what? At least it's not crashing anymore. I don't know. Orthogonal Caster's gonna do a fixed edit of it. And that'll help. But Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.